السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة خلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. شر الأمور محدثاتها كل محدثة بدعة كل بدعة ضلالة كل ضلالة في النار. As a Muslim, we start our day by the أذكار الصباح والصلاة أذكار الصباح في أصبحنا على نصرة الإسلام وعلى كلمة الإخلاص وعلى دين نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى ملة أبينا إبراهيم حنيفا مسلما وحنانا. We start our day by saying that I enter our day أصبحنا على نصرة الإسلام, the fitra of Islam, the natural inclination to establish the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And with كلمة الإخلاص, the statement of sincerity, truthfulness, and pure tawheed, monotheism. And the deen of Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, teaching of Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And then the millah of Abina Ibrahim, the father Ibrahim alayhi salam, way of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And we say Salat upon Ibrahim, the best of Salat is Salat Ibrahim. And we say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. We have Ibrahim again. So why so much importance to Ibrahim alayhi salam? These are the days of Hajj, the month of Hajj. And it is the fifth pillar of Islam. And the actions and the things what we do is made by Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam and his family. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was a teenager in Babylon, but there were no Muslims, there were no masjid, there was no madrasa, there was no YouTube, there was nothing to learn and teach him about Islam, but he got inclination towards Islam, towards the Tawheed, and he started questioning. He started questioning his father, he started questioning the society. Now, how can I pray something? How can I do something which doesn't make sense? So he started using his fiqh, his logic, and he said that what is something wrong? And he started questioning his father. That what you are doing, you're creating your own idol from your own hand and you are praying to it. So he made his father his enemy. He went against the society. He didn't say that I'm living in West, so I can't accept the Western culture. We're not living in Muslim land. So he didn't follow that. He started questioning, he started going against the normal society norms. And his society went against him. The people went against him. And they decided to throw him into the fire. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected him from the fire and said to the fire that, cool it for him with peace. Didn't become so much cool, but he was in a peaceful situation in the fire. The fire did not burn him. And Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said that when you have tawheed in your heart, when you have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your heart and nothing else is in your heart, you are not your desires, no other opinion, then Allah, the worldly fire would not burn you, nothing will harm you. he was taken out of Islam. He has to leave his country. He has to leave his father, his family, everything he has to leave. And he was the only Muslim in the world. His wife, out of his country, and he started migrating. He started walking. And he reached his old age. He did not have children, and his desire was to have a child. When scholars say that when he was in his 80s, 86-year-old, he got a child from his wife Hajar, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him to take his wife and go in the middle of desert or in the middle of nowhere. There was no trees, there was no house, nothing was there. Now, I spoke to someone yesterday in Saudi, they said there's a 50-degree temperature there. They are not in the house, even nowadays. You can imagine that time, smoking heat, the burning, leaving your vulnerable child, breastfeeding child, and your wife in the middle of nowhere. So that was a command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And see the taqwa of his wife, see the obedience his wife was. And who is his wife? Did she go to university? Did she go to a school to become a scholar? Or she did understand what Ibrahim is saying? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, how did she understand? And she asked one question, is it the command of Allah that you're living with? So he said, yes. And then she didn't question him. She submitted her will to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She obeyed him, and she obeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by obeying the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There was a limited food given, a limited water was given, and he left. And she did not complain of loneliness. She did not say that I don't have neighbor, I'm going to be lonely, I need a neighbor. She didn't complain anything. Now, these are the things what we complain nowadays of being lonely. In the society, the norms, we're living in Western culture, we have to live by the culture, we have to live Islam and adopt their culture. So he left the society, he migrated, and now he left his child and his wife in the middle of the desert. And then she ran from one mountain to other, from Safa to Marwa to Safa. She was running, and the water came out. The sun came out. It's the legacy again from the Prophet. His sons from his feet came out, and the Hajj, which we do say in for the Umrah. When we go for Hajj, we do Umrah, we bring Zamzam. It's all from his family. The part of Umrah to grow from one mountain to other. We do say. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he came back to Al-Quds and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him again to go and build the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Makkah. Makkah, the other word in Quran is used as Makkah, the old name of Makkah. So he went there, he saw his teenage son, he's in old age now. His son is becoming shoulder to shoulder, a support for him in his old age. He was happy to see his son. He was happy to see his legacy. As a child, he's becoming a man now, a strong man. And he went to build the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes when we see in this, when we say that we have to build a house of masjid, and some brothers ask, why do we need a masjid? We have few masjids here and there, so why do we need a masjid? Nobody goes there to pray. Why Muslims are building so many masjids? Rather, we can donate this money to people suffering in other countries. Where there are not poor people there, they were. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still said in the Kaaba, so that it would unify Muslims, unify the Ummah, unify the human being, and it would be for the future, unification and guidance. So Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam built the Kaaba, his son Ismail. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him that sacrifice the most beloved thing to him. His most beloved thing to him was his son. And now the test came upon his son as well. And Prophet Ismail, he said that you will find me among the patient. And he went ahead to sacrifice him. If it is the vision what you have seen, then you have to sacrifice him. He said that you have to sacrifice him. And the shaitan came to stop him, saying that you're killing your own son. So when we are thinking of building a masjid, when we are thinking of doing good deeds, we get some shayateen in the form of human and the shayateen in the jinn. They come and whisper and they say that we don't need this. This is a Bengali masjid, this is a Wahhabi masjid, this is this masjid. We start labeling and we don't want to support them. Masjid is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Ismail said that you'll find me patient, and the shaitan came and stopped him 3 times and he threw pebbles to him. And then Ismail alayhi salam said to his father, advised him, you know what, cover your eyes so that you will not, you know, some love towards me would not stop you from sacrificing me. Did he know that he was not going to be sacrificed, killed, murdered, whatever? You know, he will be killed by his own father. He didn't know that he was not going to be, you know, he was going to be replaced by an animal. But he was having so much taqwa for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he wanted to give his life for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the animal was replaced. That was a test upon his son, the test upon his wife, the test upon Ibrahim alayhi salam. How did they go through the test? And that's why we do the Hajj on his family's name when we do Salat upon Ibrahim alayhi salam, and we do, and we remember every day, every morning, and every evening, and we say we follow the millah of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And what was the sacrifice, the most beloved thing? And we should think, we are thinking sometimes I see some brothers, they try to get the best animal, he's got the animal for 1,000 pounds, I'll get the animal for 2,000. They compete about animal, it's not about that sacrifice. The sacrification is about the most beloved thing to you. So for you is the most beloved thing, the money, more than your more than family, more than your parents, more than everything. And you have to sacrifice your money in these days and for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If your family is more beloved to you, sacrifice them and serve, come and serve for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If your mobile, the scrolling, the screen time is 8, 9 hours, is scrolling social media, sacrifice a few days and come for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Read Qur'an, serve your family. If your time is very important, you don't have time, and your wife asks, your spouse asks that I need time, I'm very busy. If your children ask time, I'm very busy. Masjid needs time, I'm very busy. If you're so busy, work or something, then sacrifice that for the sake of Allah. Keep that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and see how you progress and how you go. So that is what Ibrahim alayhi salam is teaching us here by doing the sacrifice. And that was the most beloved, his son was the most beloved thing to him. And he sacrificed his son, the most beloved thing, and we should see what is the most beloved thing to us. Come and do when take up one day, spend your day, whole day in the masjid, cleaning the masjid, serving the masjid. If you think your business is more important to you, give your business for one day and serve it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by reading Qur'an, by doing things. If your food is more important for you, give your food away to someone hungry one. Fast for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the month of Hajj. We are sacrificing. We're going for Hajj, we're standing and doing Arafah, we are going towards Mina, whatever things for the rituals we are doing there, sacrificing your comfort. And when Ibrahim alayhi salam sacrifice of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and we have to see reflected upon ourselves in these days, in the days of Hajj. These are the most beloved days of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Fajr. Always says the Layali al-Ashr, the 10 days of the day. These are the most beloved days, and in these days, we say the impact would be more severe, punishment would be more severe, and if we do good deeds for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the result and the ajr would be more impactful. May Allah give us the faith to understand that the need for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, serve for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and beautify us, removing all the whispers of the shaitan in the form of beauty and in the form of shaitan, in the form of jinn, whispers into your chest, into your love, into your heart. And so, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah has done for Allah. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. 10 days, one day which is more impactful, and scholars say that this is the day the du'as are going to be accepted. The day of Arafah, the Yawm al-Arafah, and that's the day of Hajj. That's the day where we have to fast for Hajj. The sins of the past year and for the coming year will be forgiven. And your du'as will be forgiven, accepted. So you guys, if you do astaghfar, And in the Hajjatul Wida, the last Hajj, Prophet ﷺ gave a sermon. He said that no Ajam is more in front of Arab. There's no, there's no racism or discrimination in Islam, and no black is more proud to white, and no white is more proud to the black skin, colored skin person. So it's about the taqwa and iman. What you have is more toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not your race, not your color, not your nationality. So when we are building a masjid, when we are building a house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we brothers, Muslims are one of the organization. And then he came down the minbar and he walked towards the back of the Sahabas when they were listening to him. He walked towards the woman and he said, "Oh woman, give charity because I have seen you more in hellfire." More of the women were in hellfire. And one of the women, she stood up and she said, "Why, O Prophet of Allah?" Not to say that you are being misogynist, saying against Prophet, something that you're going to be more in hellfire, or she didn't start complaining that there is no justice in Islam, but she wanted to protect herself from the hellfire, and she asked, "Why, Prophet of Allah? Why would we be more in hellfire?" So he said, because of two negative characters people have. One, that they complain a lot. And the second is that they are ungrateful towards their husband. But these two things are taking them to hellfire, but what is saving them from hellfire is the charity. And another hadith, Prophet ﷺ said that a person would like to be sent back to the dunya, he would give charity to protect himself from the wrath and from the calamities facing in the hereafter. So charity is protecting them, and charity is protecting the woman from going to hellfire. It's one more thing that we think that this hadith that there will be more women in hellfire, but also there will be more women in Jannah. Because one hadith said that every Muslim would get two wives in Jannah from the dunya. So there are more women as well in Jannah. So it's not about being racism or being discrimination. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just. So give charity, and the charity for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to be wasted. When you give something to the king, when you give something to the rich person, when you give something to the powerful person, he thinks of giving more to you, go back to you. So if you give for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for building the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will in return give more. We have found the church here, which inshallah we're going to proceed at 5. We have not changed the sort of the details, exchange process is going on. Alhamdulillah, we have not reached the initial amount, but we have got a small window to clear that this is the 50,000 pounds. So brothers, alhamdulillah, you have been very supportive. We would like more support by reaching out to the fellow community, families, any rich person, brother we know, loan, because we know somebody cannot donate, but we can return it back within 2 years of time, or some period, whatever is been agreed upon. From Sheikh somebody said after meeting them that he said that whatever is in his account, he's going to give it to the masjid as a so he took initiative because he believed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the surah Hadid ayah is that who is the one who is going to give the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Known to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So reach out to your friends, reach out to your financially strong brothers, and contact one of the brothers here. We have contact details here, and try to raise the loan, the big amount we have to, because we don't have window for going for donation and also the fund. Alhamdulillah, it is good because we have to pay back the donation. But we need the big amounts, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, so that we can purchase the building. Once it is with us in our hands, inshallah, then we can pay it back. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين وزكها انت خير من زكاها وانت ولي ومولاها ربنا هب لنا من ازواجنا وذرياتنا قرة اعين واجعلنا للمتقين اماما واسترنا ربنا واسترنا بعد الارض واسترنا يوم القيامه يا رحيم يا مقلب القلوب ربنا على دينك على طاعتك ربنا من النار أولادنا وأولادنا النار. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله إن الله يغفر لكم الإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه ويزدكم واستغفروه ويجعل لكم من أمركم مخرجا. أقيموا الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. استووا مستقيم. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. الله لمن حمده. الله 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 أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Assalamu alaikum, brothers. There are the pledge forms. Please take along with you, and you can give it to your friends and your brothers, family members, and take some with you so that you can give it to them and they can contribute to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in these days, it would be more rewarding. So use the opportunity to build a house for yourself in Jannah, not going by mortgage and going through any other means, but by giving for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a halal way and build a house in Jannah.